All right, Louis, would you like maybe to introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me, Nicola. I am Louis Lehot. I'm a corporate securities and M&A partner at Foley and Lardner, and I help companies get formed, financed, scaled for growth, bought and sold. And sitting here in the epicenter of the Silicon Valley, what I really enjoy doing is helping founders achieve hyperscale and growth. And I'm so excited to be at your Portfolio Company Summit with the companies that TDK has invested in all around the world across verticals. And it's such an honor to be here in this beautiful venue to meet them.
Thank you, Louis, for coming. Maybe you can share why do you think it makes sense for us to do a Portfolio Summit?
It always astonishes me when I work with founders how brilliant they are in bringing totally disruptive new technologies to the world and then to the market. At the same time, it always astonishes me at the things that I know that they don't know. And so I think there's so much learning and goodness that TDK Ventures can bring to the portfolio by bringing people together, offering them the services that TDK Ventures offers them across its platform, and an opportunity for me to tell them about the legal learnings about how to avoid missteps and navigate the markets as they are today.
Very nice. And today we just introduced our scaling team. What do you think about the scaling team and why do you think it's special?
What's really special about having a scaling team is somebody who's been there before to anticipate what's coming around the corner so that you avoid making the mistakes that hundreds of founders have made before you, and you can really accelerate, go faster. That's really the goal of a scaling team, and it's such a value add for your portfolio.
What has been your experience working with TDK Ventures?
I work with a number of corporate venture groups where they have a strategic priority, which is advancing really the goal of their business unit, and the company that they're investing in really has value in only so far as they bring a product that can be designed into a phone or a television or a new software platform. And what always amazes me about TDK is its desire to bring goodness to the world. And so it invests only in companies that bring goodness to the world first. And second, it's the way that they invest. They do not try and come to the table as a corporate investor looking out for their own pocket, nor do they come to the table like some folks on Sand Hill Road asking for multiples of liquidation preference and participation rights. TDK Ventures is not looking to fleece the pockets of founders. And so I've been really honored to be a part of some of these transactions.
Thank you, Louis. And we've worked together on investments in some of our portfolio companies like Verdagi. What was your experience working on this round?
The speed at which it begins and ends a process. I think from the moment that we had a term sheet with Verdagi, we closed the financing in 11 days. And that is my experience working with TDK Ventures, is that they come with purpose and with speed.
And so far you've enjoyed the pressure.
Well, for lawyers, it's very sporting to move quickly because it means everybody's focused on every aspect of it and you can maintain people's full focus and attention. And by the way, it's an example that every deal should be done in 11 or 14 days. And really the extra time is not necessarily used for some benefit. I think there are some company processes where the extra time really is needed to vet some scientific results, to have time to vet customers and their feedback on how they're using the software or the hardware that you're investing into. But for the most part, I find that there's a lot of back and forth delays, politics, and therefore time is the enemy of all deals. And so going fast is a benefit for companies that work with TDK Ventures.
How would you define Silicon Valley today?
Silicon Valley is the epicenter of new innovation meets customers, meets investors. And it's a special place I've not seen replicated anywhere else in the world. You have Stanford University and UC Berkeley and some of the most well-funded and most brilliant innovators in the world live here. And they're surrounded by this microcosm of financial investors, venture capital investors, and then private equity investors. And then you have the largest technology companies in the world are here with their own innovation units and sales teams. And so if you're a company looking to build and scale, you can hire here, you can sell product here, you can meet investors, and you can scale here. And so I think that's why it's been such an epicenter for global innovation.
What gives you optimism for 2023 and 2024?
If you were to read the newspapers, you would think that there was doom and gloom happening. We did see a little bit of a dip in the number of transactions and the dollar volume of venture capital being deployed into the ecosystem, but you still saw Silicon Valley in the fourth quarter of 22 and the first quarter of 23 lead the pack with 40% of dollars deployed. I think that the regional banking crisis that occurred in the month of March really pushed out a number of transactions into April, and I'm very excited at the number of deals that I'm seeing cross my desk. We've seen an enormous pickup in activity in the last 3 weeks, and I continue to be very optimistic, Nicholas, based on the people that I'm working with that are entrepreneurs and founders, the technologies they're bringing to bear, the amazing evolution of generative AI that we're seeing disrupt all sorts of industries. Makes me very optimistic about what remains in store. And finally, I would say that there continues to be the largest mountain of green dry powder I've ever seen in my career, both in venture capital and private equity, as well as in large companies looking to deploy capital to innovate from the outside and the inside. So don't write off 2023 just yet, Nicholas.
All right. Thank you, Louis.